another top matchup. Beginning of the year, these were two of the top teams in the country, and they still are.
We're very excited about the matchup. As you know, it was not until late last night that we really knew who it was going to be. I had the privilege of being on the field last night when that occurred, and the enthusiasm and the excitement from the Wisconsin Badgers was just overwhelming. So we were so excited to have them. Fortunately, I had the honor to be on Friday night in Eugene when Oregon won, and we saw that same excitement. Maybe we're a little prejudiced, but we think it's going to be the best game of the bowl season.
Nick Hamilton, the Sports Page magazine. Quick question for Keith Jackson. You saw so many games, so many Rose Bowl games. What to you stands out about this matchup between Oregon and Wisconsin?
Well, I've characterized the quickness and speed of the Oregon team as like going rabbit hunting barefooted. I don't know if the Badgers can do that. But I'll tell you one thing, they'll give it a go. Because the history of that school and the athletic teams of that school is, you missed this time, but we'll get you the next time. And it's 4 quarters. If you remember in the game the other night at Michigan State, Wisconsin took the second quarter off. They all had a nap and gave up a 21-7 lead and got caught. But when it came to grind time, they were right there, and they'll be like that against Oregon too. It's just it's a classic matchup of guys who believe they're stronger than you are, more stubborn than you are, and they don't give a damn how fast you can run. We can still shoot you down. So come on, boy, let's go play. It'll be good. It'll be good. It'll be fun. It'll be interesting.
Mr. Jackson, what makes the Rose Bowl such a special game?
History. For me, it goes all the way back to the '43 Rose Bowl game when Flatfoot Frankie Sinkwich and the Georgia Bulldogs came out here, and Frankie couldn't play much, and he had a sprained ankle, so Charlie Trippy, a little short-legged guy from Pottstown, Pennsylvania, became the MVP, and Wally Butts put him in the ball game, and Frankie jumped over the line to score the only touchdown in the game, and they beat Bob Waterfield and UCLA 9-0. I remember that because I was a little old kid sitting in a rocking chair in front of a big old fireplace down a farm right on the Georgia-Alabama line. 2 years later, I was in the Marine Corps in China. So that's how quickly things changed for me in those years, but I had never forgot listening on the old battery radio to the Rose Bowl. And there was a story passed around for years, and as far as I know, it's true. But one day down on the farm, my grandmother said to my mother, "Your kid's out there in the cornfield working all right, but he's talking to himself. You better see about it." And so I came in to get my cornbread lunch, and lo and behold, her mom jumped all over me. "But what are you doing out there talking to yourself?" And I said, "I'm not talking to myself. I'm entertaining myself because I'm sending Walter Mitty over the goal line in the Rose Bowl." Ever since those days, the Rose Bowl has been a part of me, part of my life. It's the crowning event, as far as I'm concerned, for a college football player.
Any other questions?
This is actually a question for the committee. How important, I mean, you have a great game with Oregon and Wisconsin this year, but how important is it to have local teams like USC and UCLA trying to get back into the Rose Bowl?
I would not like to localize the Rose Bowl. Its history is not that. if you remember when the local teams dominated it and the Trojans made it their second home for a long time, and then the Big Ten came in and they beat everybody for so many years until the Huskies turned it around and made it a competition. And I think it has grown in stature since that time. There's so much to it. You know, it's Chardonnay and crinoline. It goes back to the horse and buggy and the stylish ladies with their umbrellas stepping out and having their lunch on lace under the umbrella. It's a socio-economic thing for the city of Pasadena because it's important. But it's more important than just money. There are a lot of things that are more important than money. But somehow the world's having a hell of a time realizing it right now. But I just think it's a symbol of time, symbol of the good old days. And it's sustained itself despite the bad old days. And I've often told the story about when the Tournament of Roses started and they were looking for something to finish the Tournament of Roses, the crowning event, the door closer for the season, and they came up with a college football game. Well, old Fielding Yost came out here with the Michigan Wolverines and beat Stanford 4-0, and forget that. So they tried chariot racing, and they tried ostrich racing, and all that kind of stuff, and the chariot racing didn't work too good because the drivers wanted to form a union. That didn't fly. Ostrich racing, the cranky old bird kicked the chairman's wife in the stomach, and that's how ostrich became an entree. So, you know, there's a lot of wonderful history.